Call the meeting to order. Would you please rise and join me with the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Chairman Riley is absent tonight. He is sick. Lost my pen. I got it. Let me get it. First order of business is minutes of the Selectmen's Department Head meeting on Monday, November 28th. I make a motion we approve them as printed.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then we have the minutes of the actual Selectmen's meeting, which occurred on Monday, November 28th. I make a motion we accept them as printed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have the check voucher totals. Payroll for week ending 12/3. Wages, we had $40,061.14. In payroll taxes, we had $12,274.30. And in other benefits, $105,366.49, for a total of $157,701.93. On accounts payable for week ending 11/26 was $79,272.56, for a total dispersed of $236,974.49. Make a motion we sign.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. These are the batch totals. We do review and initial every bill that comes in, after the department heads have done so. Excuse me. We have a letter to the trustee of trust funds from the Board of Selectmen for withdrawal of Whittier Covered Bridge expendable trust funds. It says, please issue a check to the town of Boston in the amount of $13,466.60 for reimbursement of the payment on the Whittier Covered Bridge project that was made to Hoyle and Tanner. Make a motion we sign.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have a warrant cover sheet. This is on map 80, lot 001. The owner of Barry Rollins and Luann Rollins. It's on Route 16. It's in the amount of $375. This property sold before the tax bills went out. Mr. and Mrs. Rollins are the proper owners and needed to be billed accordingly. Make a motion we sign it.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
There's an abatement that goes with that.
Yeah. Was that attached to it?
I
No.
believe so.
Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't vote on that. Signed it. This is a request for abatement, and this is to Diane Sheehan on that exact same property in the exact same amount of $375. This is the property was sold prior to the tax bills going out, so we need to abate it from them, and it has been put onto the Rollins. Make a motion, we sign the
I'll
abatement.
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now you have it all together. We have a request for abatement. This is on 330 Newman Drew Road. It's one of the campgrounds. The campground erroneously gave Mr. Lappinam's name and address for this particular site. He will not have his camper here until next year. This bill should have gone to Mrs. Fortier. A supplemental tax bill has been created to fix this error. So this is the abatement of $80. I make a motion we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And this is a warrant in the amount of $80 to collect it from the right person. I make a motion we sign it.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. This is an abatement, map 136, lot 14, sub 041, which is in Sandy Ridge Estates. The reason for the abatement is this building on the building on this property was removed. However, the town was not informed until this summer. The original assessment on this property was $4,100. It is now zero, results in a $43 abatement. Make a motion we approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. This is the trustee of trust funds from the Board of Selectmen. Withdrawal of bridge replacement and/or repair expendable trust funds. Please issue a check to the town of Ospey in the amount of $426.54 for reimbursement of the following payments on the Valley Road Bridge project. And this was to White Mountain Survey. Make a motion we sign it.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. This is a notice of intent to cut wood. Map 130, lot L10. It's on Route 16. It's 348 acres. They're only proposing to cut 5. This is from Ospey Aggregates. Harold Cook is the logger. The taxes have been paid. I make a motion we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This is a purchase order to Custom Signals. It's a Golden Eagle dual something antenna. Presume this must be from the police department
For the new cruiser.
for the new cruiser. Make a motion we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is to Two-Way Communications, 23 River Road, Newington. It's for a center pole seat belt. Center pole seat belt system. Amount of $1,580. It is for the new cruiser. I make a motion we approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We have a memo here to the board from Brad Harriman, quotes for a portable generator. Received 3 quotes for a new Honda 5,000 watt portable generator. First one being from Napa for $1,998.82. North Country Tractor was $2,148, and Granger was $2,207. There's currently over $3,600 in their line item for new equipment. The old generator hasn't worked well all year, so we've had to rent one when needed. My recommendation is to purchase a new generator from Napa for $1998.82. Questions?
Nope.
I make a motion, we okay to proceed to that
I'll
purchase.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have the Highway Department work log here. Anybody'd like to look at it? It's in the folder. We have a letter from the Zoning Board of Adjustment. It's somewhat lengthy. I might as well just read it anyway. Dear Selectmen, the Zoning Board of Adjustment would like to call attention to the Selectmen the need of the community to be made apparent that they cannot go out and build anything they want without required permits. The ZBA heard the following case, and it's got the case number of Mrs. McBride, for a special exception on November 8th. Mrs. McBride presented to the ZBA on 2 prior occasions for construction of a farmer's porch and expansion of an attached garage. Took it upon herself that while she had to adjust the roof to accommodate the garage, she would add a 2nd story and 2 dormers to the house. Construction was halted by the zoning enforcement officer and subsequently presented to the ZBA for a 3rd time. Some members state that this case sets a bad precedent for the town to go ahead and build, and building without permits has got to stop. Jim R. and Bill Grover Although do not agree with how Mrs. McBride has gone about obtaining the permits, it is not the ZBA's responsibility to police building permits. This is the zoning enforcement officer and selectmen's responsibility. If the application is within the zoning ordinance and regulation, there's no reason to deny. Bob Freeman commented that he believes it's the selectmen's responsibility to fine for building without a permit, but it is also the builder's responsibility to know what is on the building permit and to post it in a visible location. There was a motion made by Ski, seconded by Jamar, to send a letter to the selectmen asking them to review and investigate and help develop criteria for preventing situations like this in the future. Very good that the zoning board decides to tell the board of selectmen what its responsibilities are. That letter is here if anybody'd like to look at it. There's a letter here from the USDA Rural Development Community Program that their loan and grant programs are open. It's here for anybody to look at if they'd like. We have a recycling center cash log, daily cash log showing that we collected $4,803.40 in the month of November at the incinerator. We got a check from Northeast Recovery for $92.29 for scrap metal. Price of that's going down a little bit, huh?
Big time.
And there's also here proposed budget and estimate of revenue for Carroll County. Presume that must be provided to all the towns for. They're very large numbers. They're here in the file. If anybody'd like to look at them, they're more than welcome to. It's called this is an MS 46, proposed budget and estimate of revenue for Carroll County. That concludes the red folder. Old business. Intersection of 28 and 171, that meeting is tomorrow. You going?
Yes.
Ed, you're gonna be there?
Yeah.
Good?
You going, Brett?
I hadn't.
I don't think Brad needs to be there. I think you and the lieutenant from the police department are gonna represent the town along with the. Okay. All right, hazardous and dilapidated buildings, anything to upgrade? We're still waiting for the court.
Yeah,
Same with Doors Corner Road?
correct. I
Anything?
did get clarification on that after Ms. Acunio, Dennis Legendary asked about putting the fines forth, and that is what Attorney Sager is seeking. But this route will also be able to recoup legal expenses as well.
Okay.
So I just wanted to clarify that.
If we got back to them with that,
No, I was hoping they'd be here tonight, but.
right, if not, can we make sure and get a note out to both of them so that they understand that we didn't ignore them, that we actually looked into what they asked?
Yes.
Recreation Committee, anything to do on that?
I believe we have one, possibly two candidates, and then we're seeking a third.
Okay. As far as the water and sewer budget, we met this afternoon with Bo from the water department. We were working on that. We worked for a couple hours or an hour or so in the selectmen's workshop this afternoon. We're still working on it. And anything on the Humane Society agreement?
I am going through, it is a completely different agreement this year. What they did was they listed out the shelters, the animal shelters' responsibilities and the town's responsibilities, so I can't quite reconcile them to last year's. I've reached out to Megan for just some clarification on a few items. They are closed on Monday, so I'll have to follow back.
Okay. All right. Very good. New business.
I don't.
Public input.
Can I ask a question about that 17128?
Yes.
Is that the same meeting as the DOT?
No.
There's a DOT happening on Thursday?
Here.
Here.
There's one happening
Okay.
Thursday here,
Yeah.
which is not on the 28 and 171. It's on the Route
It's on-
16
right.
improvements and all of
I
those.
just want to make sure it wasn't time.
We have a separate meeting which, based upon our complaints and concerns, that it's with Jeb Bradley. All of our representatives, I believe, are going to be there. Commissioner of Transportation, Director of State Police, we're sending delegates and everything to go down to, again, make our case that what is going on down there, 28-171 isn't sufficient.
Okay, because I happened to talk to a lady from the DOT, because I was asking some questions about about my area, and she was saying that they're working on, you know how a lot of the accidents seem to be blamed on the turn signal not shutting off. And I guess part of the conversation on Thursday is also going to be changing that intersection at 2816,
Yeah.
so that it shuts the blinker off now.
Yes, that is
That's why.
one, sure,
Yeah.
that is one item, and it's one of the things that has been discussed on the Route 16 project. The problem is what they're proposing to do at 28 and 171, the only thing they're proposing to do at this point is to install a turn lane, which would be on the right-hand side as if you were headed to
Yeah.
Brookbrook. And that, while it may well be an improvement to the intersection, is not in any way, shape, or form going to reduce the serious accidents and fatals that they've had down there, because that's not how most of them are caused. The majority of them are being caused by people who are not from the area, not familiar with the intersection, simply coming through the intersection and ended up getting T-boned by somebody on 28. The turn lane, while it may well be an improvement, would not have prevented any of the fatals that we're talking about at that intersection. So,
Yeah,
Thank-
thank you.
yep, thank you. Other public input? Anybody? Okay. This week, we have that meeting that Joe just mentioned, Thursday, that's from 6 to 8 here. And there's a lot of work gonna be going on Route 16 between the replacement of the bridges and people along that corridor that have an interest seriously ought to come and hear what it is that they propose to do. Pretty substantial. On Tuesday, 12/6 at 5 o'clock here, there's a meet and greet for people to have the opportunity to meet our new Recreation Director, Craig Brady. If they haven't met him, I encourage them to come. He's a very, very nice, very, very qualified young man that I think is going to serve us very well. I hope people would take that opportunity. We have that meeting in Concord tomorrow. The Budget Committee right now doesn't have another meeting scheduled, I don't think, until after the first of the year. They've got through the majority of the operating budgets. Am I right? I think it's January 4th. We'll re-announce it as it gets closer, but first part of January. And at that time is when we'll be tackling the warrant articles and revenues and all of the other things as well, so. Anybody have anything else? Then I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Short and sweet.
Nice.
Huh?
It's in like
You know how Frank likes to talk.
Don't blame it on poor Frank. Nobody edited it.
I think blame it on the librarian. Would have been out here a little earlier if she didn't. Quiet.